Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching the blooper. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the freak. And number 50, the general lead. Cowboys no need to flex. Like there's Brian, I'm throwing up the X. If you a true Dallas fan, don't forget. Jason and Witten and a trip bet. This is one team that can't get cloned. This is Jerry's world, y'all know Jerry Jones. Super Bowl champs. We got rings that go bling, go blam. Watching your team is like watching a blooper. We about to take you back to the future. Number 21, Zeke the freak. And number 50, the general lead. Cowboys no need to flex. Like there's Brian.
What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, and how's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? We are currently live in the building, man. So if you haven't already, please do your boy a favor and hit that share button, man. Share it aggressively. As you guys share it, I will be saying your name on the screen to make sure we show everybody some love, man. But I appreciate you. It is your boy West Coast. This is our installment. This is my installment of Can't Sleep Cowboys. I know out there in Dallas it's about 9:30. Out here in Southern California, we're sitting at about 7:30 in the afternoon, in the evening right now. So I'm pretty sure this is probably one of the later shows that's on today. You didn't heard it every which way that you can hear it today, but now it's time to hear it the West Coast way, man. So let's get it, man. And as always, man, I always got some friends on the show. Why, man? Because I've been doing shows too long by myself that you always got to have friends, man. So I love having friends on here, man. I got my peoples. I got the fam bam. My boy Mike just dipped out, but I got my boy Ken. What's up with you, my boy Ken? How you doing today? Hold on, I think I'm going to add Mike back. There you go.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all good. Everybody here? Everybody sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right, before we start it up, man, and get it going, let's go ahead and hold up. Let me get a sound check on see how everything sounds. If you sound good, and I'm talking if it sounds good and we look good, let me know in the comment box. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my boy Michael, appreciate you, my guy, for watching over on Facebook. Appreciate you, Michael. Appreciate you, sir. My boy Vaughn, what's up with you? Appreciate you on Facebook. Hit that share button. Hit that share button for me. Nathaniel, what's up with you, my guy? Appreciate you watching on Facebook over there. Appreciate you. If you guys have some people that are watching on your networks, you can also show. Looks like we got a couple people flowing in right now. So if you have not already, I need you to hit that share button so we can grow the show, grow the channel, and we can go from there, man. How's everybody doing today in Cowboys world?
Pretty good, man.
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just getting off work and thinking about everything that's been going on here lately on this free agency. We got the fans that are divided. Some fans think we haven't done very much, and some fans think we've done a lot and more than we mostly have. I remember one year we only signed a punter. That's all we did. So
I heard. Hey, well, shout out to my boy Lucky Johnson. What's up with you, Lucky? Watching over there on YouTube. If you can, sir, please give me a share on YouTube, please. My boy Vaughn Covington, what's up with you, sir? Hit that share button. Nathaniel P. Loco, he says, Zeke said, it's what up with you, nephew? I see you out there. It's crazy, man, when you have literally known people long enough for them to have kids and their kids be talking now. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy, man. What's up with you, Lucky? What's up with you, Mike? What's up with you, Jamal? Appreciate you, sir. And then what's up? What else we got up here? We got a couple people up here. So appreciate everybody that's tapping in, man. If you're watching on Facebook, what's up with you, Esteban? Esteban, hit that share button for me, please. Hit that share button for me. Stephen Arthur, hit that share button for me, please. Jason Chavez, hit that share button. Appreciate you for watching. Hit that share button. We are growing. The numbers are growing. You want to know why? Because you guys are sharing. Chris Bags, what up with your Bags? BAGZ, what's up with you, my guy? Put you on the screen. Appreciate you for hitting that share button. Jason Chavez, appreciate you for hitting that share button. Who else we got on here? We got some people coming up in here, man. So appreciate everybody that's coming in, everybody that's doing their thing, everybody that's ready for some cowboy content the West Coast way, man. So yo, man, let's get into like first off and foremost, we always like to get into like kind of like the things of the nation that's kind of like going around and think different things. Listen to me, I'm gonna keep it real with you. We still got almost a month into the draft, and as soon as the draft starts, man, it's gonna be like draft. You know what I'm saying? One thing I'm listening to me. I love draft because draft is like Christmas almost because you get the. It's not like Christmas. It's really like the 2 weeks before Christmas, right? What's up with you, Miss Angel? Miss Angel, hit that share button. Me watching on YouTube. Appreciate you. Josh Gibbs, appreciate you. Appreciate you on YouTube. Appreciate you for watching and tuning in and hitting that share button. I know you're gonna hit that share button for your boy. Robert, what's up with you, Robert? He says, what's up, family? Appreciate you for sharing on Facebook, sharing your various cowboy groups. You know what I'm saying? But yo, first thing, I ain't gonna that's what I was gonna say. Draft content is literally like it's like waking up every single day and creating your Christmas wish list. And then you send it over to your parents, and they in the back of their head looking at that wish list like, I ain't getting this, I ain't getting that, I ain't getting this, I ain't getting that. But you know what you do? You research all the toys. You research everything. You know exactly where your parents need to go get it. You know where it's going to be in stock at. You know all of it. And then Christmas comes, and you look at your list, and you look at what you got, and you be like, damn, can my parents read? Yeah, they can read. They just couldn't afford all that stuff. Nobody trying to get all that stuff. You own 9 Xboxes and 2 PlayStations. Come on now, man. You know what I'm saying? Jerry is not about to get all that stuff, man. So draft content, man, it's crazy, man. So listen to me. I love the draft because it always brings new things. But I just, man, it's crazy how much content you do on players that's not going to be on your team when you win the draft. You know what I'm saying? So we about to update you on, you know what I'm saying? When that time comes, we're going to definitely update on you. But until then, man, we're gonna talk about some other stuff that's kind of like rumored and floating around the nation, man. So before we get into it, man, let's go ahead and start off, man. Man, the first thing that I kind of saw out there today was a guy named my boy, Mr. Alex Highsmith. I've been seeing some, not necessarily reports, but I just been seeing different things. The Cowboys, possibly talking about bringing him in, or the nation talking about their thoughts on possibly bringing him in. He's a 28-year-old linebacker, plays in the same type of scheme that the Dallas Cowboys are going in right now, which is the 3-4. And we actually even going to talk about that for a little bit too, the 3-4 versus the 4-3 and which one we think is better. You know what I'm saying? But before we do that, we just going to hop right into some of the rumor mill, as some would call it, or the baby mama drama mill, because if there's rumors going around, it's probably your baby mama that's putting them out there. You feel me? So, yeah, we're going to call this the baby mama drama mill. You know what I'm saying? And in this segment, we got Mr. Alex Highsmith, 28-year-old young man, currently playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had a productive, Mike, when we talked to him about it, you want to give me some info? I'm going to let y'all know the money real, because I know y'all, when first we talk about somebody, first thing y'all want to talk about is the money. You know what I'm saying? So let me let y'all know right now, he's on a 4-year deal worth about $68 million. He's a 3-4 defensive guy, outside linebacker guy. So that's perfect for us fit-wise. Why? Because that's what we're looking for right now. And out of all the cornerbacks that we brought in, out of all the defensive tackles that we brought in, one thing that the nation is for sure saying that we did not bring in, or we don't have enough of, is linebackers. You know what I'm saying? So Mike, go ahead and talk to me about Mr. Highsmith. I'm going to show y'all a little picture real quick of the 4-3. As you guys can see on the left, the 3-4 is going to have 3 down linemen, and then you're going to have 4 linebackers, right? Versus the 4-3 we were playing, and we had 4 defensive linemen and 3 linebackers. Now, Mr. Highsmith plays in the left. If you're looking at your screen right now, he plays in the one that's on the left under the 3-4. So he's an outside linebacker type guy. So, Mike, give me your thoughts on Mr. Highsmith, and make me understand why the nation is talking about him right now.
Yes, sir. So, can everybody hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So, the whole reason why we need someone like Highsmith is we need somebody who's going to rush the passer. Rashawn Gary is more somebody who's going to stop the run. we don't really have that edge rusher like our Micah Parsons or like our Max Crosby solidified on this edge room slash linebacker room. So normally in a 4-3, we would have had him in like Micah Parsons' position rushing off the edge. But since we're in a 3-4, he's going to play an outside linebacker, but he'll be a blitz specialist or a quarterback rush specialist. And he's a high priority target right now, is what I heard because Mike Fisher reported it. And when he reports it, I believe it.
Okay.
So that and the problem with the other guy, Grenard, is he wants a new contract for Minnesota. So I think this guy would be a better target because you can keep the same contract that he has, like you said. What'd you say it was? 3 year or
4 years.
4 year, 68 million.
So yeah, so he's about $14 million a year for his production. What does his stats look like from last year?
Yeah.
That would be Ken's department.
Yeah. You ready? Yeah.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah.
He played 13 games. He missed some games due to injury, but he still led the team in sacks with 9.5. He had 50 tackles, 30 solos, 14 assisted, 15 tackle for losses, and 1 forced fumble. So he had a pretty productive season, considering he some time due to an ankle
If he
injury.
would have played the whole season, he probably would have had 15, 16, 17 sacks, you know?
I don't know about that high, probably 12 or something.
12
Yeah,
or
Mike,
14. Yeah.
Mike just took him to Miles Garrett.
Yeah.
Hey, 'cause, I mean, but 9.5 sacks on 13 games, that is pretty impressive, though. I mean, I don't think, if I'm mistaken, I don't think the Dallas Cowboys, I think our sack leader was who? Jadeveon Clowney?
And that's all he played too was about 13 games. Clowney?
Yeah, so, so I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty impressive, especially when you're on a team with TJ Watt. So, because you would think TJ Watt, as much money as he's making over there, you know, in Pittsburgh and being a fan favorite, that there would never be a time that, you know, someone else will be leading their team in sacks. But he was actually as productive or more productive than TJ Watt. And it's crazy, man, because I remember there are certain players on certain teams that, like, when you say their name, you be like, who? But then you look him up and you be like, oh, I know who that is. And he's one of those guys where I was like, when you said his name, I was like, who? But then as soon as I looked him up, I was like, hey, I know who this is. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely has that. He definitely has that allure. And you know, what do you think? My question to you guys, with those type of stats and those type of production at 28 years old, because 28 years old is the same age as Max Crosby. What do you think the Cowboys would have to give? Because this is a guy that's on a contract. So what do you guys think what would it take to get a guy like this?
The third rounder that we just got from San Francisco for Osa.
Okay. Ken, what are your thoughts? What you giving up for him?
Yeah, probably that 3rd round pick.
That's what they're saying right now. That's what Mike Fisher's saying. So
go ahead, expound on that. For the Cowboys, we give up.
He's worth a 3rd round. He's really a 2nd round grade, but they'll give him a 3rd round right now. So unless somebody wants to come in and give something better, you know.
Okay. Well, I mean, if my question to you guys is, if he comes in on this team, is he one of your better middle? Is he one of your better linebackers? Is this a guy that's going to wear the green dot for you, or is this a guy that's going to be primarily rushing the quarterback?
He's a dog, man. He's going to be rushing the quarterback primarily.
Okay. So then, with this guy, you would still be looking for a guy to wear your green dot. Then.
Yeah, they're talking about maybe the safety Thompson that we brought in. Might be, unless we bring in someone else, because Nakobe Dean, the Nakobe Dean project failed. That was going to be our green dot guy, and he went to the Raiders.
Yeah, and I'm gonna you like a guy like Nakobe Dean, considering he started his career, because guys always want to go. Sometimes you can't get the most money where you started at. Sometimes you got to go somewhere else and get the money at and get you a big bag, right? But then guys, they also understand that, like, once you go get that big money, you're gonna get older there, right? So if you're not able to retire as a Las Vegas Raider, you want to be able to at least come back to Philadelphia. So I think Nakobe Dean's mindset was more along that aspect where if I can go to Raiders, play there for 4 years, they sign me on a big contract. So what does that mean? There's going to be high expectations. If I'm able to meet those, then yeah, they'll give me another contract. But if I'm not on my little victory lap, I'm about to, I got 1 or 2 years left in the league type of deal. I can always come back to Philadelphia. And I think that was the real reason why Nakobe Dean wasn't. I mean, he was interested in Dallas, but he wasn't nearly as interested as he was in Las Vegas. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, the Las Vegas Raiders and the Dallas Cowboys last year, the Raiders are they're the number one pick. They're a lottery. So they're way further. They're way further than the Dallas Cowboys from, being ready to, to kind of like turn their thing.
He went there because his friend went there. He's really good. He went to college with Quay Walker at Georgia. And he said that's the only reason why. It was like 49-51. 49% he wanted to go to Dallas and 51% he wanted to go to the Raiders because of Quay Walker.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of messed up. The Raiders have kind of screwed us twice because we had Max Crosby. And they're like, oh, no, well, the Ravens gave a better deal. Never mind, Max. You're going to Baltimore now. Because he thought he was going to Dallas. And then he goes and does a switcheroo. And now that they got Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean, he's like, crap, I'll just play here.
Yeah, and I just won my content parlay because I put down the over under that it would take Mike 20 minutes to mention Max Crosby. I took the under. So I won. Now if I could just hit on the Micah, because I know he's gonna say something about Micah Parsons within the first 30 minutes. So I just need him to hit that one. I got whip point it out. You know what I mean?
No, Micah's way back here.
There you go.
He way back there in the rear view. Way back there around the corner.
No, that's funny though. But yeah, so I mean, these are my thoughts, man. I want the Cowboys to do what right now? I want the Dallas Cowboys to just continue to improve on this defense. I love that the Cowboys are actually, a lot of people, blame the Cowboys for not doing anything. Years. The Cowboys didn't do anything. Cowboys never do anything. Cowboys never doing things. Now they are doing actually some things. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that the Cowboys did, or what it definitely looks like they are definitely doing, is they have holes that they have on their defense. And what they're doing is they're taking players who have shown that they can play the position and play the position at a high level and make plays, and they're giving them opportunities. Now, not even to bring up the Max Crosby, but I think like if we would have got Max Crosby, that would have probably been the only thing we would have got. You know what I'm saying? So these new additions that we got, like, because I mean, that's what happens with the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? It's like you either get one or none. You know what I'm saying? Because if the Cowboys was really, in my opinion, if the Cowboys were really, really, really interested in getting a Max Crosby and you weren't able to get him, why you didn't go for the next best thing? You know what I'm saying? It's like when you go to the grocery store and you want Lucky Charms. Your mom say, I ain't getting no damn Lucky Charms. Them box for $5. So what you go get? You go get the cereal with the marshmallows in it. Next best.
The big bag of it. You get way more.
You know what I'm talking about? You get that big bag. Yeah, big bag. You know what I mean? So you get the next best thing. But the Cowboys didn't do that. The Cowboys was literally like, it's Max Crosby or nobody. Or a bust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why they got Thompson, and that's why they got that defensive tackle and other safety that we got. And we got Rashawn Gary.
Mm-hmm.
And Thompson, yep. Hey, what do you think about that, bro? Do you think they still would have got all those players if we would have got Max, or
me?
Yeah.
I think they probably would have picked up Jalen Thompson. I feel like that was probably going to happen for sure because they needed safety help. PJ Locke for sure because he's only on like a 1 year, $3 million deal. So I'm pretty sure they would have got more people. Obviously, Rashawn Gary probably wouldn't be here.
That corner that we just got though, the Land Shark.
Yeah, he might. He's on a 1 year deal too. So
Kobe Durant. What do y'all think about Kobe Durant, Mr. West Coast? Have you
Hey,
guys watched any film on him?
just to shift it, we're gonna actually talk about the whole DB room. There we go. Shigading. This is the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, sorry, Ken, to block you. But Dallas Cowboys current cornerbacks.
Josh Butler's the best one on there.
You got Deron Bland, you got Kobe Durant, you got Sharon Rebel, you got Reddy Stewart, you got Calvin Carsons, and Josh Butler. You know what I'm saying? Out of those three corners right now, currently, I want you guys to, before we say it, I want you guys to put in the comment box who are your three starting corners, because only three of these dudes are going to start. The other guys are going to be more or less rotational players. I think Deron Bland is almost a guarantee lock because of his contract. But I want to know from the comment box right now, who is your starting three corners on this list right here?
Can I tell you my theory real quick, West Coast?
Sure, you definitely can.
Okay, so I think to start the season, you're going to have Deron Bland, Shavon Revel, and Kobe Durant, right?
Yeah.
And then I think Josh Butler is going to take over Shavon Revel's spot.
Give me your thoughts on that.
I really believe in Josh Butler, bro. Like, he is a very physical, sticky corner. And if Shavon Revel is doing what he was doing last year, because honestly, I know he had to play with the brace on. So if he's still got that brace that he's got to wear on the knee, I don't know, man. I think it kind of like impaired him a little bit. But if he's fully healed this year, I want to see what he's got, man. But it's definitely going to be a battle in that cornerback room because you got Reddy Stewart, because Reddy Stewart's a very good player too.
Okay.
And then you got Kalen Carson, who is very feisty. So yeah, that's a good cornerback room, man. You got a solid room. You don't really need to draft a corner, in my opinion. You could our problem right now is just linebacker and the edge specialist, you know. We don't have Overshone and Shamar James are your linebackers right now. So
okay, my boy Chris, I'm gonna read a couple in the comment. My boy Chris he says he got Bland, Josh, Butler, and Kobe Durant as his starting three. Ken, let me know your starting three.
Oh yeah, Kobe Durant, Deron Bland, and Rev.
Okay, give me some reasons on why you got those three.
Yeah, oh yeah. I just want to say I disagree with Mike on a lot of stuff he just said. If Mansour Delane is there at 12, I'm taking him. I'm cutting Josh Butler. I'm cutting Kalen Carson. I've seen enough of them. Our defensive coordinator is the cornerback whisperer. He developed 2 all-pro corners. So I'm going to let him reveal now he wants to be on his team.
You said regardless of this list, you're still drafting a corner?
Absolutely. I'll cut Josh Butler tomorrow.
Okay. Listen, I'm definitely on the bandwagon as far as still drafting a corner.
Yeah.
Because the reason being is because even if you like these guys, like a guy like Durant, he's on a 1-year deal. So if he has the thing about these, this is why I kind of hate 1-year deals is because I hate them for my team. The reason why I hate them for my team is because if you do really good, they're gonna want. I ain't gonna say a whole lot of money. We gotta stop saying that because these guys just be wanting what everybody else is getting. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna want what they're deserving of. And what I've seen with the Dallas Cowboys, especially when they give guys 1-year deals, they're less inclined to like bring you back because they feel like, well, if I got this guy for a 1-year deal for $3 million, it makes it hard in Jerry's mind to then go and spend more on that same player. It's like if you've had the same barber for 20 years, bro, he been cutting your hair I go through this with every day and I love my barber. I love him to death. But bro, he been cutting my hair for 25 years for like $15, $20. Now everybody's cutting hair for $50, $60, $100. And I'd be like, bruh, I love you, dog, but I'm getting the same cut. we having the same conversation. You know what I mean? And we having the same conversation. It take you the same amount of time. So for me, it's hard. It'd be hard sometimes You know what I'm saying?
Come on, everybody bought their own clippers off Amazon and cut their own hair now.
No, we black, Mike. We ain't doing that. I ain't gonna listen. That we did when I was in school. That was called punishment. You know what I'm saying? Your mama had to cut your hair. You had to cut your own hair. You was in trouble for real. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard. It'd be hard. And so I understand where Jerry be. I understand, but then I was just poking fun. But at the same time, I see it like, the Jerry, he has that mentality where it's like, well, if I got Kobe Durant, if you came here and I gave you an opportunity and you 1 year for $3 million and you blew up, he gonna hit. Jerry Jones' mindset always thinks two different ways. Why should I have to pay for the same product? Or why can't I go find that same product again for the same price? You know what I'm saying? Jerry Jones, he's the type of person. I'm not saying any one of these dudes are trash because I don't like using those superlatives. But I feel like Jerry Jones feels like sometimes that he's like, they say you can always, even a trash can gets a steak every now and then. I feel like sometimes Jerry Jones be expecting it. Like he'd be expecting that he's gonna be expecting that he's gonna get a steak. And sometimes success for the Dallas Cowboys, sometimes when they're successful in something, sometimes when they're successful in a way of doing things, Jerry Jones likes to think that he can continue to do it again. You know what I'm saying? But I will say the boy from Tennessee, that corner from Tennessee, I've been watching this film. The only thing I don't like about him is he didn't play at all last year. Man,
McCoy.
I'm so tired of like drafting hurt corners, man, because it always comes back to sting us in the butt, man.
Yeah,
man. We just need to draft the best player available. At 12. Whether it's a corner, a linebacker, or safety. If Caleb Downs is at 12, I'm taking him. I don't care if I got two safeties or not. Like he said, if Delaney's there at 12,
we're in each other.
Are you taking Delaney at 12?
Absolutely. In a heartbeat. I'm rushing.
Okay, but what if it's out of him? Let's say it's out of him and Caleb Downs or Thielen.
Probably Caleb Downs, and then after that Delaney, and after that Thieneman.
There ain't too many.
Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles, where's he at on your list?
He's probably going 5th or 6th.
That's good.
He's going 5th to Kansas City. To who?
Was it New York?
The Giants?
Yeah.
So we would have to trade up to 4 to get him if we wanted him.
Draft, I'm gonna trade up. This is not that good of a draft. We're trading up valuable draft picks that we need. So I'm just gonna stick and pick, or I'm just gonna trade back, get more picks because we need picks.
Facts. And I'm gonna tell you one thing about our current corners. Part of the reason why we don't know a lot of these guys, you want to know why? Because they all have injury history, bro. Like every one of them does. Every one of them does. So that be the only so like to a degree it'd be scaring me because like my boy Boss Cowboy says, if your insurance needs insurance, you don't have insurance. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Deron Bland, he didn't have insurance. He didn't have injury issues until he had injury issues. My boy Kobe Durant, he's only on a 1-year deal. Siobhan Rebel, he came in with injury issues. Kalen Carson's injury issue. Josh Butler, injury issues. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we like to think or say that, like, if they were healthy, we'd be able to say this.
They're going to be healthy this year, though. They're all healthy this year.
How long, Mike? How long?
If they get hurt again, I'm cutting them. I'm giving them one more chance. That's it. Josh Butler, you got one more chance. You get hurt, you're gone.
But my question is this. If the Dallas Cowboys, and this is kind of a spinoff question, the Dallas Cowboys don't fix their pass rush, bro, you actually need some damn good corners, bro. Because they are going to be covering. Like if the Dallas Cowboys would have gotten like not even like, listen, now I'm going to tell you too, the Dallas Cowboys are also putting on a lot of faith that Rashawn Gary is going to be that dude. They're putting a lot of faith they're putting a lot of stock into him being that dude. You know what I'm saying?
And Quentin and Kenny. So
yeah.
Like to rush the passer or like
they say good pass rush is a cornerback's best friend. You know what I'm saying? So
I think Rashawn,
if we can get that dude from the If we can get that dude from Pittsburgh that we were talking about earlier, the edge rusher, or the other guy, Grenard from Minnesota, to rush on the other side opposite Rashawn Gary. And then you got the other two rotating in.
What I'm saying is, as it stands right now, though, as it stands,
Leofel and Ezaraku rotating in with Gary and Highsmith if we get Highsmith. If not, we're probably going to bring back Clowney and the other guy that we had that was drinking Henny. What's his name?
Dante Fowler. We're not.
Dante Fowler. Yep.
He don't even think about him being a Cowboy. He's not coming back. They've already said that Rashawn Gary is gonna be that guy.
Okay, so they don't need Clowney.
Nah, they're getting younger.
okay.
They're probably gonna draft a edge rusher. To be honest,
At number 12, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They're gonna draft the edge at 12, and then they're gonna get best player available, probably linebacker at 20.
nah,
Whether it be C.J. Allen, Anthony Hill, or Jacob Rodriguez will be at number 20. And number 12, they're gonna get an edge like Ruben Bain, or they're gonna get that height guy from Texas Tech, Carmelo Height, or the guy from Texas A&M. What's his name?
What's the young? You know, a guy I've been seeing floating around a lot. The youngster, number 32 from Oregon.
Thielen.
the safety.
Yeah.
That's what we were just talking about is Thielen. If he's there at 12, they might take him at 12 if Caleb Downs isn't there. But if there's a good edge rusher right there, let's say Ruben Bain is there. I don't know, dude. Like, that's a hard choice.
I take Ruben Bain.
You take Ruben Bain over Thielen
I mean, yeah, 12. Yeah,
because of positional value, and you
yeah,
already got good safeties.
yeah. I take Ruben Bain at 12, and then double back and grab like a Cassius Howard. So that's our edge rusher right there.
Ruben Bain would be the edge rusher.
Right? No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Get Ruben Bain, and then I'll never 20. I'll probably trade back because once you kind of get to picking in that range, it's not a lot of people that allow me. I'll probably trade back and then get some pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question in the comment box. Well, a statement. What's your thoughts on this? My guy Bryant B. Smith says he said that it's a mistake to not bringing back Clowney. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Someone just said we got Bobby Wagner. Y'all better not be trolling.
I mean, the defensive coordinator, like he doesn't like if you guys listen to Stephen Jones, he was saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring Clowney back, and then once we hired Christian Parker, the Clowney talk went away. They stopped talking about him. Clearly said, hey, I don't want him on my team. Like I want to get younger. And I don't really think he's a scheme.
Yeah, he had eight sacks and a 4-3 defense. You would be asked, but I mean, Clowney's played in 3-4.
Yeah. Was in Carolina.
Somebody said that's cap. What am I eating? Are these strawberries and Nutella? If you're asking, trying to be healthy while getting something sweet at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, bringing Clowney back. Why is he back? They would have brought him back already.
I mean, this is the thing about Jadeveon Clowney is if there's no, I'm not saying there's no market for him, but this is about to be the second week. This is the second week of free agency, and he's still available. So you don't necessarily got to make him a priority. Like you could, if no one signed him, you can just continue to go along as you go along, and then as you need a guy, sign a guy. I think Jadeveon Clowney will probably be a guy that you might want to bring in after the draft if you're not going to get, because if you end up getting a Bain or one of these big names in the draft, Jadeveon Clowney is going to be sitting on the sideline.
That's fact. Yeah, I see it.
I just sent you a photo real quick. West Coast, did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Can you put that up there next?
I think I got you. All right, let me load this up here.
So this is our linebacker, our edge room. Coming up.
It's loading now. I got a couple
That's
people.
why we don't need to be going thirst. We can't go hungry into the draft so that we can get best player available, you know?
All right, so you got Morris Lewis, Rashawn Gray, Donovan Azaraku, Titus Wheat, James Houston, and Sam Williams. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people don't like Sam Williams, Most people don't know James Houston. Titus Wheat, you don't know who him. So most of the people up here, honestly, only know the top three people. But I will tell you, Sam Williams, 1 year deal, I think it was like $3 million. I didn't mind the deal. People always talk about Sam. Let me tell you why people talk with so much disdain. Sam Williams is like that kid in your family that was supposed to go to the NBA and do all these great things.
Oh damn!
Like you had high hopes you had all these high hopes for him, but they just never matriculated. You know what I mean? But it's like if you didn't feel that he could have did it at some point, then guess what? You probably wouldn't be so upset with Sam Williams. You know what I'm saying? So, but I still feel that Sam Williams, a top 100 pick from the Cowboys. I definitely believe that Sam, on a 1 year deal for $3 million, I think he can give you something. And then Morris Louisville, he's a high electricity guy. I'm pretty sure he's not even pretty sure. I know for a fact he's a real light guy. He's a little undersized. So, the one thing I like about him is outside of Demarion Overshawn, they're damn near the same size. He's actually able to keep himself healthy. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be just, the way he diets and stuff like that, whatever it is, he's actually able to keep himself healthy and has been able to keep himself healthy. So, a standout player on special teams. Hopefully the Dallas Cowboys getting more reps this year. When I say more reps, I don't necessarily mean starting though. But listen, looking at this list right now, I know the average Cowboy fan don't know none of these dudes. Ezraku is a rookie last year who came on, had a really good rookie campaign last year. Looking to build on him, but it's a bunch of guys. Pass rush is usually by names. Like, if you don't know your pass rusher, typically most folks think he's not good. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand, why the nation is saying why, or even why it's been rumored that the Dallas Cowboys are still being rumored to some of these big name pass rushers that are coming into the NFL via the draft. Ken, what's your thoughts on the Cowboys' current edge rush room?
It could always get better. I really am not in love with any of the bottom three guys. I think Sam Williams is a liability, and I've seen enough of him the past 4 years. I kind of know who he is. I know people are saying maybe he's going to be better this year because he was in 3-4 at Ole Miss, and it's more of like, what he's capable of. But every time I see Sam Williams on Sundays, he's always committing a penalty. Like, he'll give you something every now and then, but he's kind of who he is. I think Donovan Ezraku is probably going to be better year 2. Rashawn Gary's going to help stop the run. Maris Leofau, I don't really know. Maybe he was cool under Zimmer. But I feel like, honestly, I'm going to draft a pass rusher like Cassius Howe or somebody else in like the later rounds. So this is going to get updated, I think, after the draft.
What's crazy? The Cowboys pass room never really been good. We've always had Micah Parsons. Because if you put Micah Parsons on this picture, the pass rush look perfect. It's awesome.
You ain't lying.
You know what I mean? Like when you have a generational talent at pass rush, it makes everybody else looks good. You know what I'm saying? It makes everybody else look good.
Or Max Crosby or somebody.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say Max. I mean, Max Crosby is definitely that dude, but I got to see what he can do. I'm curious to see how he's going to perform this year. I think I'll lie. I think he's going to end up tearing it up. If he ends up staying with the Raiders, I think he's going to end up turning it up just because the Raiders will allow him to, because they want to legitimize the fact. Because, if you're the Raiders, after everything that happened with Max Crosby, you were going to for sure put him in a position to go get 14, 15 sacks so you can show the world that, we made the right move by, even though he came back to us and we traded him, we still got the best of the deal. And one thing for sure the Raiders are going to want him to have is more sacks than Trey Henderson. For sure. All right, moving right along. Let's talk about a guy that I've liked since he was in Seattle, Mr. Bobby Wagner. He got globe cleats. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he was a 99 on Madden 1 year. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely a guy that's played at the highest level. He last played with the Commanders, so he's a guy that we've seen before. He's been a free agent multiple times, and multiple times the Cowboys did not express interest in him. But now at 35, Mike wants to convince me that possibly possibly the Cowboys might be interested in a free agent, Bobby Wagner. And this is a dude, if he's on your team, for sure, he's going to be wearing your green dot. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. Somebody said 3 years in playoffs. I don't want to hear no excuses about the Cowboys. Cowboys only 2 years removed from the playoffs. But yeah, talk to me about Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner is a Hall of Famer who is good to have in your locker room, who's just an all-around good player. Has he lost a step? Yeah, he's not the same he was 10 years ago, but he's still a very productive player. But he's not someone you're going to keep around. He'd be a 1-year deal, be someone you bring in to coach up these younger middle linebackers like Overshone and Shamar James. And if you draft a linebacker like somebody like let's say CJ Parker, or if you get Hill from Texas or Jacob Rodriguez, those are my top 3 linebackers. So you can bring them in, and Bobby Wagner can teach them the game, And then next year, you don't need to bring Bobby Wagner back because he'll train those players up and teach them how to be a green dot player under their wing, This is a 2-year defense. This is a 2-year rebuild. This is not a 1-year rebuild.
Facts.
So I think it would be a good idea to bring him in and an answer to prayer, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this. If they were okay with putting Sanborn and Murray and then bringing in Kendricks 2 years ago, there should be no reason with the Dallas Cowboys, outside of him being 35 years old, there should be no reason the Dallas Cowboys shouldn't feel comfortable about bringing a guy like Bobby Wagner in here.
What do you think, bro?
Ken, what's your thoughts on Bobby Wagner?
I can't see myself.
Yeah, I know, because Bobby Wagner's up.
Okay.
He's a cool, 1 year.
You can shrink him and still put him up.
He's a cool 1 year rental. He's going to teach our green dot. I don't really expect him to be 20. I don't expect him to be 2014 Bobby Wagner, 2015 Bobby Wagner. He's an old man, football year. Just teach my rookie year straight.
I mean, truth be told, I would think this is Bobby Wagner's last year. So I would think Seattle, a team like Seattle, not saying they would be interested, but I would think a team like Seattle would be, because guys like get that final resting place. But for the tax implications, Dallas makes a great place to be your final place to lay it down too. You know what I'm saying? For the tax.
Also, no state income tax. So I mean, it is.
Yeah.
So we got 3 numbers on 3 guys on here. So would y'all pull the trigger on Bobby Wagner? Would you give him an opportunity?
Man, at first I was like, no, to be honest. But then I thought about it more and more, and I was like, what choice do we really have at this point? Everybody's gone. Unless you're going to go trade for a linebacker.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go get Bobby Okrikike from the Giants. He had 147 tackles last year.
Okay, my boy Esteban says yes, he would. Franklin Saint said, watch football if you want him to. He can't run. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, your middle linebacker don't necessarily got to run. He got to read and react. You know what I'm saying? Talking Cowboys Sports. What's up with you, my boy? What's up, Chris Baggs? He says agreed. Chris agrees. Okay. He said y'all always bring up state income tax for nothing. Don't know big free agents goes to the Cowboys. Listen to me, some big free agents. Listen,
if they draft CJ Allen, he can run the green dot well, West Coast. CJ Allen ran the green dot at Georgia. He was the coach on the field, literally. He's very intelligent. So if we get CJ Allen, that's our green dot.
Ken, what was you saying?
Yeah, he's a rookie though. It's different. I'd rather just have a veteran come in year 1, teach the rookie, and then I guess kind of rotate him in and out or whatever. And then year 2, that's your role. You don't want to put, because this is it's a very complicated scheme that you got to communicate with these guys. You don't want to thrust your rookie into something like this, because Christian Parker says he does not want dumb players. So you got to really know how to communicate and get your point.
That's the brain of the defense. If the brain of the defense isn't on point, it's going to throw everything off.
That's why I want a better.
And I'm going to tell you one thing I used to do when I was a district manager for a company that I won't name because I sued them and won. What I would do is whenever I would get a new store, I would always put a manager there, even if he wasn't the best. I would put a manager there that I knew I could trust. Why? Because he makes my job easier. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, Christian Parker, he has 11 other positions he has to coach at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So if you're able to put a veteran there who can kind of relay the message already and understand what's going on, because listen to me, youth is a good thing until it's not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, youth typically is loved when you're talking about talent, when you're talking about how much run and all this stuff, but when you're typically talking about the smarts of a defense, and I don't be honest with you, I personally don't want to. I mean, not saying it can't be done because this is the new age NFL, but young middle linebackers typically make a lot of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I remember this right here. It only took the Dallas Cowboys at one time thought that Micah Parsons could be a middle linebacker. And you know who scored 2 touchdowns on them and changed their mind? Gronkowski, as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, went to town on him. And guess what? Micah Parsons was by far way more athletic than Gronkowski, but it had nothing to do with athleticism. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with athleticism. Because you got to remember, when you're a middle linebacker, you're literally having a conversation with the quarterback all game. The quarterback and center all game are talking. If there's only one person that the quarterback and the middle linebacker knows where they're at all time, you know who that is? The middle linebacker. The first thing that the center is going to do is identify the mic, because when you identify the mic, that lets you know not necessarily what's going on with the defense, because you still don't know, but it gives you an understanding of what they're about to try to do to you by where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest with you. I believe even with Micah Parsons, that's why our defense at time really hasn't been good. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we've never had a middle linebacker that was good enough to disguise what we were actually doing, or honestly, not even just disguise, be able to figure out what the hell the offense is doing. Because I'm going to name you some guys who were Sean Lee. I went to my mom's house. Listen, I literally went to my mom's house, had dinner at my mom's house last night. She cooked some chicken and some spaghetti. It was fire, and some artesian cheese bread. It was bomb. And I'm sitting up in my mom's house, and I'm looking at all her Cowboy memorabilia, and I see this autograph thing, picture thing that I got for her of Sean Lee. And I'm just sitting there just looking like, man, how nice it would be to have Sean Lee right now, bro. Like, and it had nothing to do. You think about Sean Lee, you never think about his athleticism outside the interceptions, though, was nice. But Sean Lee, guys like Luke Kuechly, these dudes were good because they understood what was going on. Sometimes they understood what the offense was going to try to do better than the actual offense. And that's 99% of the time where Sean Lee got interceptions. Why did Sean Lee get interceptions? Because he was really good at getting in throwing lanes. That means he kind of knew what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't out there sticking corner. I mean, Sean Lee went out there covering tight ends. No, he was not out there covering tight ends. But he understood that, hey, they're about to do a mesh route. Why? Because I seen this on film. So you know what he would do? Step right in the lane and catch the interception. That's why most of the time when Sean Lee got an interception, he took it straight to the house. Why? Because he already knew what was going on. What's up with you, JV boy? He already understood what was going on. So I know everybody wants to get younger. Everybody wants to get younger, but I'm going to tell y'all this right now. Youth at the middle linebacker position typically tells me your defense isn't good. I'm just being honest with you. Like it typically means your defense isn't good. And a guy like Jason Sehorn. Yeah, I like the JC Sehorn. It's Josh said
Eric Kendricks is available.
I don't see the Cowboys bringing him back twice. Because they could have had him last year. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't. Hey, he balled out with San Francisco last year in that Eagle game.
Yeah, he was a replacement
in the playoffs. He came in and played a good game. He looked good to me. He don't look like he missed a beat.
I mean, I'll say this: like Carson Schlesinger, the guy from the Browns, the second round pick, he was the defensive rookie player of the year. He's an inside linebacker, so it does happen. Like immediately make impacts, but it all.
Jacob Rodriguez could be that guy, dude. He's very smart.
your defense as well. Makes everything easier.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you, we talked about the linebacker of the quarterback of the defense being the actual middle linebacker. I want to talk about us for the next 10, 15 minutes. I want to talk about the actual quarterback, because outside of y'all, everybody talking about his baby mama and what's going on with this and that. I don't hear nobody talking nothing about my boy Dak Let It Rain Prescott and the ridiculous season that he had last year. Dak Prescott, man, do you guys know statistically technically had the best season of his career last year? You know what I'm saying? Now, statistics will say that it was probably the second best season, but with over 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? And let's just be real, CeeDee Lamb dropped some stuff last year that would have probably given me more touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? But this was a thing that I saw. Actually, I saw this in my head and I made it on the video. So I want to he said I can make this small. Let's see.
Hey, can I say one thing real quick?
Yes, you can.
I heard this interesting stat today. It was the craziest stat of the year, and it kind of has to do with Dak Prescott. But anyways, we were 1 point away from going to the playoffs this year. You want to know how?
How?
If we would have beat the Green Bay Packers instead of tying them, that puts us at 8-9, right? But we just would have had that win that last game against the Giants, and we would have been 9-7, and Green Bay wouldn't have went in, and we would have.
Yeah,
All we had to do is beat Green Bay and then win that last game of the season against the Giants, which we lost it, but we weren't trying to win it. But if we would have known we only needed to win one more game, then we would have went to the playoffs this last year. So
And got blown out.
I mean, for how bad that defense is, that's pretty dang good, bro. And so this year with the new defense,
San Francisco.
huh?
We would have went on the road to play who? San Francisco? Because who the Green Bay Indians playing? Chicago.
So we were 1 point away, bro, from being in the playoffs. It was a little. Somebody said that today. It was like a little thing. He said it was the way he said it sounded better than the way I said it, but he was just like, we were 1 point away. If we would have beat Green Bay, and then if we would have won one of those last games, we would have got it.
Michael Parsons kept us out the playoffs because he's the one that basically caused that tie when he tripped Dak Prescott on the final play.
Exactly.
I mean, I
For
don't.
$40 though, he paid $40.
Michael Parsons caused us not to go to the playoffs.
And their defense played. This team didn't deserve to go to the playoffs. That's an embarrassment. You gave up 511 points. You don't deserve to be anywhere near the playoffs. If you ask me.
Well, you got to remember the Giants were 9-7 both years. They went to the playoffs and won the Super Bowl with Eli Manning. So one thing I know about football is when you get in the playoffs, your record 0-0. I mean, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying?
What I want to know is how did our defense look so good against, I guess, the Eagles and I mean, they didn't look so good. But when we beat Kansas City and the Eagles, they played pretty decent and against the Raiders. And then all of a sudden we go to Detroit and stink it up,
Because it's called consistency, man. And I'm going to tell you, that's how you know you don't, like, this is the thing. When you don't have good players and you don't have good coaching, like, you're in for 17 games in a one game tournament, one game, you might be able to figure something out. But over a course of 17 games, you ain't gonna be able to figure that out. It's gonna show. You know what I'm saying? You might have one-offs here and there where you were able to, where a team plays down to you. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing about the NFL is you get a lot of teams that will literally play down to the level of the competition that they're playing against. And then because the Cowboys do that all the time. Because we'll literally go to like a team that's like 7-0 and dog walk them, beat them, blow them up. Oh, whoa, whoa. And then we'll come home and play the Giants and beat the Giants by 2. You know what I'm saying? Like we play down to our competition, and we do this
or
very
lose
often.
to the Cardinals.
Or lose to the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? They have absolutely nothing to play for.
Yeah.
So I mean, I tell you, I think when you do things like that, that's not a coaching, that's culture, bro. That's the other C. You know what I'm saying? That's teams throughout the week not preparing the same way that you prepare, for this other team. You know what I'm saying? Why? Not saying that you believe that you're gonna beat them already. It's just off the simple fact that you just aren't mentally preparing that the culture is not intense on this game like it is on other games. And I also believe that the Dallas Cowboys, because people be always saying like Dak don't win big games, bro. If you're a Dallas Cowboy, if you're a Dallas, or you play with a Dallas Cowboy, every game is big, bro, because every game is on prime time. Every game, like there's no games that's played at 1 o'clock at 12:46 in the afternoon that nobody's watching. At least not for the Dallas Cowboys. Like all our games are big games. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I wanted to kind of talk about this because I kind of saw this right here because we've been talking about the quarterback of the defense for a long. Let's actually talk about our actual quarterback for a couple minutes before we get up out of here. And this is something that I was just looking at, and then I made this, and I actually made a whole video about it too. If you look at Dak Prescott versus Sam Darnold and Drake May, who were the Super Bowl, the two quarterbacks that represented their teams in the Super Bowl, if you look at it, Dak Prescott had either better stats or just as good stats as both these guys. You know what I'm saying? So the question I want to know is, or the question I want to ask to the nation is, do you think Dak is good enough? We'll start with you, Ken. What's your thoughts, man?
Absolutely. I think Cowboy fans are spoiled. They've been spoiled by consistent quarterback play for almost 2 decades, and they just, I don't know. They feel like the grass is green on the other side, but they don't realize that Dak Prescott is probably our best chance to win the Super Bowl. It is like he's a good quarterback. There are at least a dozen teams that will probably want a Dak Prescott on their team right now. The guy can't get it done. I think he's good. I think with the under the right circumstances, we can win a Super Bowl with him as our quarterback.
Yeah, and I mean, this if you look at the quarter, if you look at this, remember the Super Bowl was not really highlighted by quarterback play, and I didn't think it was going to be highlighted by quarterback play. I didn't think this was going to be one of those Super Bowls where you were going to be remembered by how good the quarterback plays. And when you even think about it right now, you know the two people that people always think about when they think about this last Super Bowl, they always think about Kenneth Walker and then the damn kicker. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Sam Darnold. One thing about Sam Darnold that he didn't do is he didn't lose them the Super Bowl, but he wasn't Patrick Mahomes it. He was not the reason. Neither one of these quarterbacks was the reason why they won or lost the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I think Drake May played as good as he could play against the number one defense, not at home. You know what I'm saying? Mike, what are your thoughts, man, after seeing this?
Yeah, Dak Prescott has had better stats than Patrick Mahomes, and I don't think he's the reason why we lose games. I always think it's our defense. Even that Packer playoff game, it was uh, Packer playoff game. Micah Parsons and the defense did not show up. Our offense didn't show up either, but it was just bad game. And then even when Dak was a rookie, it wasn't his fault. And then when we played the 49ers both times in the playoffs, I thought both of those games were well, the one that had 17 penalties was obviously rigged in my opinion, but but yeah, they tried to give Dak the ball one last time, but didn't have enough time on the clock. It's just been a lot of bad luck, over the years. And it would be perfect redemption for Dak to win a Super Bowl. And I'm glad that Jerry Jones and this organization is on board now with actually getting us some players and realizing that. See, when Jerry Jones went to the Super Bowl and saw how both teams in the Super Bowl turned their teams around in 1 year, the Patriots and the Seahawks, by going all in for real, Jerry Jones saw that and was like, dang, wow, you can actually do that. It's possible. Before that, in his mind, he didn't think that was possible, really. But now he's starting to see it and wake up, because he knows his life on here, the Dak window, and he's getting older, like he's not going to live much longer. So, like he was saying earlier, the Dak window is only 3 years. Once Dak leaves, remember the days when we had all those other quarterbacks, it was horrible, what was it? Vinny Testaverde and Drew Bledsoe, and then we finally got Tony Romo. You know, and him and Tony Romo's stats are really a lot the same, but now he's starting to break a lot of Tony Romo's records. But the only thing that's going to separate him from Tony Romo really is if he goes to a Super Bowl.
Someone says he doesn't show up in the playoffs and seems scared in some games. I'm gonna tell you this right now. That's a straight lie because Dak showed up against the playoffs when he played Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, and when he dropped 5 touchdowns. But I remember that wasn't a big game. I'm just saying that wasn't a big game. You know what I'm saying? That was not a big.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, that wasn't a big game though. Even though before that game, the Dallas Cowboys had never beat Tom Brady. We had played Tom Brady 7 times. Cowboys played Tom Brady 7 times, and we were 0-7. And now we were going to play him in the playoffs at home. But that wasn't a big game. That's all I'm saying. Dak has 2 playoff wins. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't a big game. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, man. You know, the other times that he also lost to a bunch of teams that had the number 1 defense. You know what I'm saying? Which is typically hard to beat at their house or your house, regardless. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say.
I mean,
listen to me. It doesn't matter if you're 8-9 in the regular season. It don't matter. You're still a playoff team. The Giants were 9-7 when they went to the playoffs and won the Super Bowl. So when you're in the playoffs, that does not matter. But I know with Dak Prescott, what people will do is they'll just move the goalposts. You know what I'm saying? They'll just continue to move the goalposts. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Had the Dallas Cowboys would have lost to Tom Brady, you guys wouldn't even be talking about they were 8-9. They wouldn't have been talking about none of that. You would not have been talking about that. You would have been talking about the Cowboys lost to a playoff team. That's all you would have talked about. So you cannot have both of them. You know what I'm saying? You can't have both of them. If you don't like Dak as a quarterback, then just say you don't like Dak as a quarterback. But I hate when people try to use stats and facts to prove their facts about why Dak is not a good quarterback. I hate that. And if that's the case, listen to me. John Elway wasn't a good quarterback either until what? Until he won one. People were saying
we got Pickens and Javonte Williams now, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
that helps.
And listen, I'll blame Dak Prescott. I will blame Dak Prescott, but I'm just not gonna blame Dak for everything. Like, and that's like my thing is this. You have a defense in every playoff game that Dak has lost is giving up at least 26 points. That's at home or on the road. How is that? Like, imagine going into a playoff game knowing that you got to score at least 30 points to win. That typically don't even happen in the playoffs. Most playoff games are low-scoring games. You want to know why? Because most teams have a solid defense or a halfway good defense to get there. So for you to think that you got to score at least 30 points at home or on the road to win a playoff game, that's ridiculous, bruh. So that's all I say. I just don't put all the credit on Dak. Listen, that San Francisco 49er game, that one at home when he threw the 2 interceptions, guess what? That first three quarters, yeah, that was on Dak. But guess what? How much did we lose that game by? Less than 3 points. You want to know why? Because it was Dak that put us back in position to win the game. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that people will look at Dak's play and be like, Dak is the reason why we lost. But you won't look at the 11 dudes who gave up 29 points at home. Like, how do you, tell me just that's unfathomable. But I know when, for some people, it's just easier to talk about the quarterback than it is to talk about the defense. That's what it is. It's easier.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. It's a low hanging.
I think those days are behind us now, man. I really think Dak has just gotten better, Like you said, this was his best year, He's gotten better as the years have gone on. And I think he's in his prime right now. And I think he could possibly play another 10 years if he wants to. I mean, Tom Brady played till he was, 42? Dak's 32? I mean.
Yeah, I don't think these dudes.
He's at least got 5 years left in him, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely believe it. I don't know.
That's why they say it's a 3-year window, because that's like they think it's 3 years, but it could be 5.
Yeah. Vault says you can't blame everything on Prescott because it's a team effort, not just him because he's a quarterback doesn't mean anything. anything in a team effort. Well, my thing is this: name me a quarterback, name me a playoff game where the Dallas Cowboys got blew out. We just got blew out. In Dak's career, he's been in 7 playoff games.
The Green Bay.
Well, how many points we lose that game by?
What was the Green Bay Dallas debacle?
Oh, I'm looking it up.
The first game?
We played just this couple years ago. The last time we went to the playoffs against Green Bay.
32.
Huh?
48 to 32.
48 to 32. Yeah, but that was garbage time. It was like 48 to like 17, and then we scored and almost came back. But
so it's like, I mean, that's what I said. Name
but
every.
other than that, it hadn't been. But the game that Dak lost to the 49ers, it was like 19 to 16 or something like that. It was a low scoring game. The one in Dallas where there were 17 penalties. And if you go back and watch that game, half of those penalties were bogus, bro. You could tell the referees were totally rigged, bro. And I'm not just saying that. Like, that game was bogus.
Stop saying football games are rigged. Stop saying that. Because
there were 17 penalties. That was the most in NFL history.
I am 43 years old. I'm not about to sit up here and tell my kids that there is a fat white man that's coming down my chimney with a beard. So we is not about to sit up here and try to say that football games is rigged, because the only time Cowboys fans say the games are rigged is when we lose games, and that's not fair. So stop saying that. And the second reason you got to understand that, hold on, is because there are dumb Cowboy fans that actually believe that. So stop saying that. It is a federal crime. Listen to me. You are not going to the feds for no 10 years to rig no damn football game. Every NFL player on the field is making at least $450,000. It just went up to $536 this year. How much money? Listen to me. How much money do you have to pay? There would be no money to win. How much money would you have to pay to rig an NFL professional game? Like, you know how much money? Listen to me. There hasn't been rigging in professional sports, in major professional sports. Want to know why? Because they make too much money. In 1912, when the Red Sox rigged the World Series, them dudes was making $1,200 a year.
Hey, but what about the catch that he made for the Buffalo Bill? What's his name? Brandon Cooks. That was a catch, bro, and we all know it. And even the Des Bryant catch was a catch.
You know what?
The Des Bryant catch wasn't rigged?
No, it wasn't rigged. I'm gonna tell you what it was. Somebody made a bad decision. Just like every one of us has bought a car, thought the car was good, and drove off, and your check engine light comes on 15 minutes later. Yeah, it looked good on. Like, we got, as Cowboy fans, we got to stop with the woe is me, everybody is against us. Stop it. Because it's just not realistic. Like, and I'm going to tell you this right now. If the NFL was rigged, it would always be rigged in our favor. You want to know why? Because we outsell everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
If the NFL was rigged, if the NFL was rigged, it would be the Cowboys versus the Steelers every single year.
Well, there is this conspiracy going around ever since Jerry Jones sued the NFL for Zeke.
But listen, I'm gonna tell you this: when the ball is kicked, when the ball is kicked off, the only people that have effect on the game is the people with the helmets on. That's it. If you don't commit a penalty, you don't even know the referees are on the field. But I'm gonna tell you this right here. Every game, every playoff game that we had high penalties in, we were also number 1 or 2 in the whole entire league in penalties for that whole season. So my question is this: how you gonna be one of the worst teams in penalties all season and then go to the playoffs and not commit a penalty? That don't even make no sense, bro. You're the same exact team. Shout out to my boy with the $5 super chat. He says NBA players do have an open Fed case right now. I would not put it past the NFL. The NBA ain't the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you this right here, man. There's no one is like, and that's called point shaving. You know what I'm saying? And even then, in the NBA, possibly you can miss a shot. But even then, bro, like they're not in the NFL.
Yeah, it's way too hard.
Like the NFL the NFL the NFL is like the true gladiator sport, bro. Like you're not doing like listen to me. How many times have you been watching a game and a ref threw a penalty and you was like, that was a good penalty. That was hey, you know what I'm saying? That's like we as Cowboy fans got to understand that some of this stuff just be good calls, man. Like you can't be no freaking, it's like you're late every time. And listen to me, every time you wear your blue shirt with the stars on it, you come home drunk. 15 days in a row, you go outside, you come home with your Cowboy shirt on, you're drunk. On the 18th day, you come in the house, you know what I'm assuming? You drunk. You wanna know why? Because you do it all the time. So guess what? When you commit so many penalties during the NBA, during the NFL season, you put referees in. Mike, your camera's all over the place, man.
Oh, my bad.
You're good. When you put referees in positions where they're more inclined to throw the flag, you want to know why? Because you always do it. You know what I'm saying? You always do it.
Well, I'm still thinking it's a conspiracy. I think they hate the Cowboys, and that's why we had the most penalties every year. That's just my opinion. I may be wrong, but that's my team, and that's my excuse.
This team is.
Let me tell you how I can. Let me tell you how you can prove that you
Even
don't really.
with Micah Parsons, they would never call holding on Micah Parsons, and that's one reason why we got rid of him, because they would hold Micah Parsons on every play and never call it.
And guess what? He's having the same problem in Green.
He should have had like 30 sacks that year.
And guess what? He had the same problems in Green Bay. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you why I know you don't really believe that, because you bet on football. And if you thought it was rigged,
I don't think the players are in on it. I think it's like the higher ups, like Vegas and the referees. But that's just my opinion, man.
If the players aren't in on it, then it's not possible then, because referees don't have that effect on the game unless you give it to them. The referees only have the power if you give it to them. That's it.
Well, it was just like the hack-a-shack. Remember, everybody would hack Shaq, and the referees wouldn't call it, And then when they did, he would miss free throws. But it was like cheating.
But the reason why the hack-a-shack happened is because the NBA never had a 7'4" dude that moved like Shaq too. So the NFL had to NBA had to adapt.
And no one ever had a Micah Parsons either.
Yeah, they have, bro. I think Micah Parsons 50 times over, bro.
You think so?
Micah Parsons is, listen to me. Micah Parsons still got to show me that he's really even. We be talking about Micah Parsons like he's freaking Myles Garrett. Like, calm down, bro. Like, Micah Parsons is not Myles Garrett. Like, he's not. Like, he's the thing about Micah Parsons is if Myles Garrett was doing what he did for Cleveland on the Dallas Cowboys, more people would have more respect for him. The problem with Myles Garrett is he gets 3-4 sacks on a team in a game that nobody watches. Micah Parsons ain't never had nothing close to Myles Garrett.
Well, they said there's a stat out there that he got a lot of his sacks during trash time.
Well, listen to me, Mike. Listen to me. The Cleveland Browns was losing every game by like 12, 14 points. So ain't really no trash time. Like, there's no real trash time in the NFL because his team they had 4 different quarterbacks. So it's like you can't blame a dude for getting a sack.
Micah Parsons never had a sack in a playoff game except for one, and it was at the very end with the last minute left on Tom Brady. I think it was, wasn't it?
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Listen to me. I'll tell you a stat that puts somebody off too. Go look at DeMarcus Ware stats in the fourth quarter. That's all I'm gonna say. He got 100 of them. He's in the 100. He's in the 100 sack club. But tell me a game where DeMarcus Ware took over that you just was, oh my God. No, I remember a game where the defense gave up 54 points against Tom, and Tony Romo had to score 55 to even try to win the game. And guess who was playing 94 for sure? That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Was that against Denver?
Huh?
Was that game against Denver? I think I was at that game.
I thought I was against one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played the game, Mr. Manning.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, 5 points.
Yeah, I was at that game, and Romo threw a pick at the very end.
Yep. Hey, yeah, Franklin, man. I love when an Eagles fan tells Cowboy fans they're delusional while he's watching a Cowboys podcast.
He been tuning in all day, all night. That's good, bro.
That's all I gotta say, man. Hey,
Hey,
man.
what's your prediction though? Do you think we're gonna sign somebody?
Yeah, they have
Because I'm
to.
about to have to get off here. But do y'all think we're gonna sign somebody? What do you think,
Yeah,
Ken?
depth. Don't have they have to. Don't have enough depth.
Bobby Wagner or Crick? Okay.
Let me say this last thing. Dak gets yards during trash time. No, it's not because look at the win. There is no trash time in the NFL. There's no trash time. And I'm going to tell you this right here. Dak doesn't even play during the trash time. There, like, 3 years ago when he had that huge season, there was like 8 games where Dak didn't even play in the fourth quarter. That's like, we need to kill this whole trash time because good quarterbacks don't even play in the trash time. They pull their starting quarterbacks, just like every other team does. So there isn't really no trash time in the NFL. And typically, if it's trash time on your end, that means you're losing. You're not even in the game. So, like, that's why I be saying people just be saying stuff just to be saying stuff, man. Dak is not playing in no game where we're down 20 points, 15 points, and he's not in the game. So I like that. That makes no sense. But go ahead. You said about do I think we're picking up anybody else?
Yeah, you think we're gonna pick up anybody else before the draft?
I mean, if we don't pick up nobody this week, no.
They got to. They don't got enough depth.
We're just gonna draft a linebacker and an edge in the draft, and that's it.
No, they got to sign somebody. Trade for somebody.
I mean,
I say bring in Bobby Wagner and Hightower.
I think it's a 2-part question because you can ask, do I think they're going to? And then you can ask me, should they? Should they? Should they? Yes. They need to bring in a middle linebacker. They need to bring in probably 2 linebackers just in case you don't get what you want in the draft. You know what I'm saying? But do I think they will? If the Cowboys don't bring in anybody this week, I think they basically going into draft mode. Keep it real.
Yeah, they're gonna go to draft mode, and then after the draft, if there's some free agent that breaks free, or somebody gets cut, who knows? They could bring in Clowney or bring in freaking Eric Kendricks or somebody for all we know.
But hey, man, hour and 20 minutes, man. This was actually pretty dope, man. We got to make sure we do it again. She said, I think y'all up 30, so he in the game. Wasn't 8 games. He sat. The only reason. Hey, Franklin, I'm not arguing with nobody that don't know what the hell they're talking about because 2 years ago when Dak had that season, he did see there was 8 games where he did not play in the fourth quarter. I'm a Cowboy fan. Remember, I'm not talking about the Eagles. I'm talking about my team. So, yes, factually, I'm correct. You know what I'm saying?
You're
Just
cooking,
like
baby.
Being down by 21 points. But I didn't want to show you no love, but you was wrong about that too. But hey, I'm only right because I'm a Cowboy fan and this is my team. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on your podcast telling you you're wrong about something about your team. You know what I mean? It's like if you come in my house and you try to tell me what's in my refrigerator. You know what I mean? Like I go in there every day. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna go in your house and tell you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not gonna go in your house and tell you where your stuff is in your house. You know what I'm saying? Like we kind of got to know this. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but appreciate you for the interactions, man. I love it when Eagles fans come on Cowboys content, man. Appreciate you. But yo, man, I'm West Coast Cowboy, man. This is Ken and this is Mike on the mic, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Hey, man, Mike and Ken, let them know where they can find you at before they get up out of here.
Yeah, you can find us at the West Texas Dallas Cowboys Report, bringing you the latest and greatest in West Texas, Lubbock, Amarillo area. We will actually be at Tech on March 26th when Shoddy comes here for the pro day. He's going to be here watching Jacob Rodriguez and Camarlo High and all the great Texas Tech players. All the what's the other edge rusher that they got that they're going to be looking at? Ken, I'm tired. Not Hype, but the other one, David Bailey. Yeah, David Bailey and Jacob Rodriguez, man. Shout out to Texas Tech. Shout out to Lubbock, West Texas. Y'all subscribe, and I appreciate you, West Coast, man, for bringing us on, bro. It's always an honor to be on your podcast, man, and it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hey, if you say if the 2026 season hasn't started, that means that's this year. That means 2 years ago, that would be 2023. That's the third thing you're wrong on, Franklin Saint. And you know what I don't do anymore? I don't go do research for people that's for stuff that I already know is true. You want to know why? Because when I show it to you, it doesn't. All you do is say nothing. But if you go actually look at this, I'm serious, bro. That's why I don't do that no more. I don't get caught up in going and go like find stats for people because when you go find it and you do all the work, you know what happens and you show it to them. I'm not even going to get the reaction that I want. The reaction I would want is for you to go live and say West Coast was right. I apologize. I will never go on there and will never do that again. But I don't get that reaction, bro. You know what I get? Blocked. Or you just don't come on my show. But you know what happens when you go look it up yourself and you put in the work? You be thinking, oh, I'm so right. And then you realize, dang, I was wrong. You won't do it again. So I'm going to let you do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you go find it. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to find something that I already know is true. I know exactly what's in my refrigerator. I'm not going to post a picture and show it so you can feel better about yourself. And all you're going to do is block me. You ain't going to come on here and say my bad, I was wrong. You're not going to do that anyway. Because if you was going to do that, you would have did that before you said that. Feel me?
Hey, Eagles are going to be last place this year in the division anyway. It's going to be Dallas, then the Giants, then Washington, then Philly, last place.
I don't know if they're going to. I think, honestly, if I had to say right now, I don't think they'll be last place. I still think Giants are going to be last place. But I do have this strange feeling that Philly's going to be like third. You know what I'm saying? Because they've redone their base. They lost 4 key players on defense. There's only 11. You know what I'm saying?
Scottaboo says different. Scottaboo says they're winning it.
Well, we'll see, man. Him and Jackson Dart. But hey, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. You guys already know what it is. Never look down because the stars up. Peace.